Because you're cheap.
It's a must borrow.
There's so many games at the end of the month.
I'm a PC gamer. Joke's on me, right?
So the next game I've been playing, which is okay. This game is amazing. I've been playing it like literally non-stop for the past week.
I don't believe that it was literally non-stop. I think there's a bit of exaggeration.
I've seen you, Amar.
I maybe took a nap in the middle.
I've seen you in college once or twice. You're a liar right off the bat. Everything you say from now on.
That was a clone, man. That was a clone.
A clone.
Well, they all look the same.
Yeah, well, Amar, he wanted to play Borderlands 2, so he perfected cloning technology and used it in the best way possible.
But yeah, I've been playing Borderlands 2, and guys, this is a really, really good game. For those of you that don't know, it's a first-person shooter, but it sort of feuds with a lot of RPG elements. It's got a really cool look. It looks like a comic book, really, with cel-shaded graphics. The original one was critically appraised, and it was very well received. Did really well. Now, Borderlands 2 introduces some new gameplay elements I'm going to talk about real quick, because if you played the original, you sort of know what you're getting into. The Borderlands 2, there's a few new things. First of all, there's 4 new classes. The original classes are gone. There's new classes now.
Well, they're similar to the old ones.
They're similar to the old ones, but not necessarily identical. There's Axton, who's the commando, and his ability is like he's got a turret that shoots bullets and it can be upgraded and stuff. There's Salvador is the gunzerker, and his ability is gunzerking, which is he equips 2 guns in each. He dual wields 2 guns, and he basically destroys everything in his path.
It's the guy who's in charge of naming out that day. Gunzerker.
Well, it is made by the same people who made Duke Nukem Forever.
Don't start, Charlie.
A game you're familiar with, I believe, David.
Did you buy that game?
Let's not go into that. That is, I will have to use unspeakable words to describe that game.
Moving on. The other 2 classes are the Siren returning from Borderlands 1, but they've made some differences. They've changed it around a bit. So instead of being a sort of defensive character, which she's a much more offensive character this time around. Also, there's the the last one is called is the Assassin Zero, and pretty much he's just sniper kind of guy. He's the one who and his melee does an insane amount of damage, so it depends what you upgrade. Now all these characters are fairly customizable. You can get skins and stuff for their clothes, and you can also get different hairstyles, stuff like that, scars, eye patches.
How about you tell us about gameplay?
The gameplay is pretty cool. Basically it's a first person shooter with a lot of RPG elements, so it's got I've been playing this game for 2 weeks now. I'm still pretty far away from the end. So it's a pretty big game. A lot of RPG elements. If you stick to the main quest, you'll probably die really quick because you need all the XP you get from your side missions and stuff like that. And there's a huge number of side missions. The side missions in the original game were a bit annoying because they're all like go kill X number of bandits, or go get Y number of collect Y number of seeds or whatever. But
I actually never got bored with them.
But they're a bit repetitive. But like in this, are all like really, really imaginative missions, and they're like and also you're always meeting new characters, and all the characters in the game you care about a lot more this time around, and the story is much better.
That's not hard.
Yeah, but it's a proper it's a really good story in this game. Borderlands 1 had minimal story. It was essentially the game was basically you going around and killing stuff. But like this, there's actually a proper story behind it, and it's done really well. And I can't stress this enough. This is the first properly laugh out funny game I played in a long time. Like I had to pause.
That's because you didn't play Portal 2.
Yeah.
But like I had to pause this game at times just so I could stop laughing because it was so funny. Now, a couple of the bad points about the game I'm gonna go over first. First of all, it takes longer than it should for stuff to render after you just teleport.
He's playing the PS3 version.
I'm playing the PS2 version. It takes a lot longer than it should for stuff to render if you teleport to a new area, which is it takes a good second and a half before everything comes in, and I think that should not be the case. It looks absolutely dreadful for that 2-3 seconds. Secondly, it's really annoying is that you can't shoot off people's limbs anymore. I find that very annoying.
What?
Yeah.
That sucks.
I know.
Wait, when you get headshots, their heads explode.
No, they don't.
Are you sure you didn't get the Australian
it's
version?
Like a war without the
They
gore.
like to tone down everything a little.
Yeah, no, I'm not buying that game anymore.
Yeah, but I was really annoyed with that.
Yeah, because when the Berserkers are running at you in Borderlands 1, the Berserker midget guys, and you just shoot them in the head, then they have no head anymore. That was great.
I know,
that was the whole game.
It's a reward for killing them.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. But like, there's much less of that. Like I've seen a couple of heads exploding, but none of that limb flying off craziness that you got in the old Borderlands. Like
typical.
Like in the old Borderlands,
they sold out.
In the old Borderlands, if you shot someone in the arm and that was a killing shot, like their entire arm would blow off and it would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Or like I've once shot like a guy like nearly point blank with a shotgun and literally his entire torso was gone, and that was pretty awesome. Also, like, seriously, guys, go get this game. It's amazing. I don't know why you're not getting this game.
I like everything about it except the whole graphic style. I'm just one of those people who do not like that style of graphics. It's the same reason I didn't buy the Darkness 2 or the Darkness 1.
The Darkness 1 wasn't cell shading, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, wasn't it? Well, I didn't get the
And
Darkness 2.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't done. Was it on PC?
Yeah, they were. Mostly everything's ported to PC.
Yeah, mostly.
And mostly it's done terribly.
Come on.
Actually, Sleeping Dog Sport we're talking about is actually done really well, I've heard.
I've heard that there is a little issue where on the PC version anyway, they share a button for like running and vaulting. So if you're trying to run up a stairs, if you kind of overshoot it and hit into the barrier, you're just vaulting.
That's with all the console versions as well.
That's kind of a severe design mistake.
Well, no, it's not that bad because like you hold down X to run, and then like and when a wall or something's coming up, you have to let go of X and tap it again at the right time. If you get the timing right, he jumps up faster. If you get the timing wrong, he jumps up slower.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be the case on PC because PC has like infinitely more buttons.
That's true.
but they obviously didn't change it.
Yeah, but like, you know, it's not that big of a gameplay. Like, you get used to it fairly quick.
Okay, well, I think we've heard your voice enough, so put on a song, please.
All right, I think...
And this is actually Huey Lewis in the news.
Yeah, this is actually Huey Lewis in the news with Hip to be Square.
Yeah.
Enjoy, guys. We'll be back right after this song. Hopefully it won't be long. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some news, some bits and bobs here and
Guild
there.
Wars 2.
And Guild Wars 2.
Yeah.
So, listen up. And welcome back to the Loading Screen on UCC 98.3 FM. This is the place to get your gaming news, reviews, and all the banter you could ever want. That was that was Hip to be Square by Huey Lewis.
And the news.
And the news.
You forgot about the news.
Again, Amar, you cannot get songs right at all.
He's not even going to get his own song that he picked right. Anyway, go on.
So, we're back to the show, and David's here. He's been playing a bit of Guild Wars 2 for us, and he's going to tell us about how much he likes, dislikes, and, well, whatever else he can think about it.
Okay, well, unfortunately, it's mostly dislikes.
Shocking.
I've played a lot of MMOs. I played Warhammer Online. I played World of Warcraft for a number of years. I played Lord of the Rings Online. Yeah, I'm pretty much a nerd. And a lot of these... Well, I'll just go through what I kind of liked in Guild Wars 2. I'll kind of go through kind of performance initially. Now, it does perform pretty well. You really do need a gaming rig to do this. I tried running it off my laptop and it just bombed completely. I was getting like I was maybe getting 1 frame a second. It was horrific.
So you were like watching a slideshow of your game.
Yeah, it was essentially
experience.
It was a glorified slideshow. And you know, when I was playing it on my computer, which is a proper gaming rig, everything was working fine. So it did perform nicely. There was no kind of, you know, loading in of anything, so it was very good. Although I did find in certain areas, especially at Capital, I just had some severe frame rate bombs, like maybe 2-3 frames per second, and this would maybe this would maybe be when, like, in my gaming rig can handle like Witcher 2 ultra settings. This shouldn't be a problem. Loaded it up, and when you teleport to cities anyway, sometimes you maybe have like 15 seconds of unplayable lag.
Yeah, I'm sure. I remember my computer used to be like that with Ironforge in WoW, but again, my computer wasn't a gaming PC. So.
Okay, well, that's kind of my first initial complaint about it. Second thing is voice acting. The voice acting in this game is very good.
Wow.
They do, like, you are playing like little, well, I was playing little alien race, because it's basically Dobby with bigger ears and blue. So obviously I picked that, considering all I picked in World of Warcraft was gnomes. Okay, it is very pretty as well. One thing about Guild Wars 2 is there's a lot of these challenges, especially jumping puzzles. Now,
jumping puzzles.
Yeah, jumping puzzles in an MMO, it is practically unheard of. But the problem with this is, it could say, okay, go to the top of that hill, get that icon or whatever to get more experience, but there's no differentiation between what's actually oh, that's a rock I can jump on top of and I'll stay to it, and oh, that's another rock that looks exactly the same and I fall back down it. So that is one thing that they do kind of need to fix, or just make it kind of more clear what I can actually go up and what I can't.
And the invisible walls, is it?
Yeah, it's essentially invisible walls, and you just need to maybe go slightly around the corner, but you could be trying to go it from this angle and it just wouldn't work at all. You need to go from the specific height that they've assigned to get this, which I don't like at all. Okay. The next kind of thing on gameplay is tracking of quests. Now, rather than most MMOs where you basically talk to the guy, 15 bear asses, go get them for me. You'll go out, kill the bears, steal their asses, come back, hand them in, quest done. Yay, brilliant. In Guild Wars, it's done a little differently. You basically see all these little hearts on the the map. You go over to these, and basically you start doing stuff. It's not clear what you actually have to do. There is maybe 3 or 4 different things you can do to actually bump up a progress bar. You kind of get X amount of progress for every action you do. Maybe it's killing stuff, and then if you return something, it might give slightly more. But there's no way of tracking this. There's no distinguishable way of saying, okay, you need to kill these exact things, or you need to do this 10 more times. It's just a bar. There's no numbers attached at all, which I really don't like. This could just be a UI option, but I didn't see it anyway.
Sounds a bit confusing.
It's not on by default at all, which I didn't like at all. Another thing I didn't really like is the fact you only have 5 abilities. And this worked for Star Wars Online anyway, and that was fine. But with this, it's all the abilities seem to just kind of be set. Well, no, Star Wars had more. All the abilities are basically 5, and they're all damage abilities. Like in World of Warcraft, because I'm playing a range thing at the moment, I'll get into that in a second. So what you're doing essentially is you're a range class, but all your attacks are damage based. You have nothing to slow them down, nothing to trap them. So you're just kind of constantly just basically strafing backwards, which is not my idea of fun. There's also no tutorial to be heard of. It kind of gives you a basic kind of.
Yeah, I heard that's a big problem. Like if you're not into MMOs, you'll find it really difficult to get into.
Oh, if I hadn't played a load of MMOs beforehand, this game would have just been absolutely confusing. And also, there's absolutely no profession guide. Professions are a really big part of Guild Wars, and there was just no profession guide to be heard of. It's like, I think I got a pop up saying, "Hey, you can learn professions now," and that was it. Nothing more detailed, nothing about that. But okay.
It does sort of throw you in the deep end and expect you to swim on your own, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, like unless you are willing to go to forums and go to the wiki or whatever, you were not going to be able to find your way through this game, and you were just going to make a mess of it. One thing I really loved about the gameplay is dodging. Now, in most games like World of Warcraft, let's say I cast a Shadow Bolt, it goes towards something, it'll basically lock onto them. If they move, it'll keep following them. In this, if they fire out a fireball, especially NPCs, and it'll basically travel a set path. If you're in the way of that path, you're going to get hit, you're going to get damaged. You can just step out of the way, and you will take no damage, which is really good. So it's a lot more situational awareness, which is really good. I really like it. And you can also double tap, I think it's V, and then you kind of dive out of the way, and this is for more melee attacks and things like that. So that is actually very cool.